I'm sure you're probably wondering why I'm not up at Keuka Lake right now. For those of you who didn't catch my live vlog yesterday. But there is now officially a COVID scare in my family, in my immediate family. I'm not going to say who it is. However, in order to risk getting exposed to people who were exposed to said person who got COVID, I actually didn't have a choice but to come back here from the lake last night. So, I did go up to the lake. Unfortunately, it was only for a couple of hours, and sadly, that was my last time I was up there. And the last time I will be, well, actually no. Like, if you can't tell, I'm really bummed. I really am. Like, literally these last 2 months have been great, and it really feels as if you fall right before the finish line. Which is actually fitting because today the Wine Glass Marathon is going on today. And you know, it's funny I came home last night from the lake because Horseheads would have been having their homecoming dance during that time. Well, roughly. I mean, I left a little after 10 and I got here a little after 11. And by that point, the dance would have been over. So, I'm sure everybody had themselves a fantastic night last night. Unless you were either me or you were mentally preparing for the Wine Glass Marathon today, which is a marathon that I personally have ran. Seriously, if I was running the marathon right now, this video would not be happening. Like, okay, the video would have happened, but I probably would have gotten up stupid early and got to the video would be out, but I don't think it'd be fully uploaded and ready to go until hours until after I was done. So needless to say, my low is, that's it, no more Keuka Lake for the year. I mean, barring some kind of crazy miracle. I mean, there's still some stuff that needs to be taken care of. Put stuff away, put the boat back, get the jet ski out of the water, do a bunch of stuff. But in terms of staying up for a weekend or even for one night, that's it. No more Keuka Lake. And yeah. How could that not be my low? I mean, I legit had everything planned out too. I mean, it's day 2100, guys. Today's the state of my being address. And, I had this big video plan, which of course is going to start off with me jumping into the lake. Can't even do that. I mean, I tried taking a cold shower earlier, but I can't really get that on film for very obvious reasons, so that's not going to happen. And then I figured being up at Keuka Lake would, seriously, my last day up at Keuka Lake would have been a perfect day to do this video. Would be a perfect place to do this video, considering what this whole summer was. Not to mention, it wouldn't have been the first time that the state of my being address would have occurred on the last day I was up at Keuka Lake. That distinction would go to day 1000, actually. Yeah, day 1000, if any of you guys remember, was my last day up at Keuka Lake on September 26th, 2020. Yep, I still remember that day. I think it was the 26th, because the next day would have been my grandfather's 86th birthday. The one who passed away earlier in 2020. Yeah, my 2020 was terrible before the pandemic started, for those of you who don't know. So, here I am. Happy Sunday, everybody. And trust me, I am bummed. but in a way, it's fitting. It is. And I mean that in a good way. Before I get into why, though, I have this jersey on. I have some NFL picks to make. So let's begin. Okay, so the Falcons and the Jaguars. Oh, they're actually playing at 9:30 London. And Jaguars. Rams and Colts. Rams. Ravens and Browns. I'll go the Ravens. Actually, did the Ravens lose? Let me look that up for a second. The Ravens. Oh. Yeah, I'll still go Ravens. Vikings and Panthers. Oh, right, I forgot. This is one of the toilet games. Basically, both teams haven't won a game yet. And so, kind of not doing so well. All right, you know what? I'll give the Vikings one more chance. So I'll go the Vikings. Bengals and Titans. I'll go Bengals. Saints and the Buccaneers. You know, it's funny. The Saints always seem to have the Bucs number during the regular season. I think that's what will happen here, too. So I got the Saints over the Buccaneers. Dolphins and Bills. 3 words for y'all. Let's go Buffalo. That's going to be a big game today. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be watching it around this area. That's for sure. Broncos and the Bears. All right, this is the other toilet bowl game. I mean, look. I have no idea. Like, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Broncos, and the Bears, neither of them have won a game so far. And 4 of those teams are playing, and they're all playing against each other. I mean, I know I just picked the Vikings. All right. And you know what's funny? I'm wearing a Jay Cutler jersey too because Jay Cutler played for the Broncos and then he played for the Bears. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Broncos. Why not? I'll throw my family out in Colorado a bone. Commanders and Eagles. Eagles. That's easy. Steelers and Texans. Steelers. Raiders and Chargers. Ooh, that's going to be a big game. But I think I'm going to give it to the Chargers. 49ers and Cardinals. Oh, that's easy. I'm picking the 49ers. Patriots and Cowboys. Well, if Tom Brady was playing for the Patriots, of course I'd choose the Patriots. But I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. Go, Cowboys! Prove what happened against Arizona wasn't a fluke. And finally, the Chiefs versus the Jets. Really? That's your Sunday night game? Of course I'm picking the Chiefs. Why would I not? So there you have it. My picks are the Jaguars, the Rams, the Ravens, the Vikings, the Bengals, the Saints. Let's go Buffalo. The Broncos, the Eagles, the Steelers, the Chargers, the 49ers. Let's go Cowboys and the Chiefs. So those are my picks. And I'll be sure to mention that at some point later, too. Posting this, that is. So now that the pleasantries are out of the way, I gotta state my being address to do, don't I? You know, last night I realized something as I was driving home from the lake. This is the second time in a row where the day before I had the state of my being address, something bad happens. Before day 2000, I fell and hurt on day 1999, I fell and hurt my ribs. And last night I couldn't stay up at the lake because of the COVID scare. I mean, listen, what they have in common is that they're both bad things that happen to me, but also the fact that they're bad. I wouldn't necessarily say like my day is ruined necessarily, because I did get to go up to the lake for a little bit. We went to a place called a Chatawhile in Bath. It's good. Chatawhile is actually really good. I just didn't really. I've been there, like including yesterday. I've only been there twice, so I haven't really been there enough to make like a really good post about it and stuff like that. But it is good. Plus, it's also not Keuka Lake, so I really wouldn't know which list to put it on. Maybe 6 or 7, I guess. I don't know. But listen, as much as yesterday really wasn't what I wanted, that wasn't the worst day that happened these last 100 days. At this point, I'm sure you all know, July 29th, 2023. That is a date that will live in infamy for me. In fact, a part of me wants to think, like, after I fell and hurt my ribs, and then, like, after that state of my being address, those first, like, 30 days, roughly, or 40 days, like, it really was as if, actually, might have been, like, maybe 36, maybe. The point is, like, from, like, day 2000 up until July 29th, it was just, like, that pain, like, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure there are some of you who don't, but I'm sure a lot of you do, but if you don't, I'll be nice. In January of 2022, I got my heart broken. And on July 29th, 2023, that girl got married. And it devastated me. I dare say it's going to go down as the worst day of this whole year, in fact. Emotionally and weather-wise, too. Seriously. Like, it was fine. I remember doing that video so vividly. And I remember the sky being completely overcast. And, like, the clouds were parting by the time it was done. But, like, after that, it just rained on and off all day. Like, seriously, the weather could not have been more appropriate for how I was feeling on the inside. And, I mean, you know the saying, you look back on that sort of thing and laugh. And I do find it a little funny. I do. I wouldn't say I'm laughing out loud now, but maybe someday I will. But the good news is, what happened on July 29th, 2023, after that, it's as if some major force out there, like the elements, the universe, the Lord, the force, like something was just throwing me a bone. Because July 30th, I have family visiting from Ohio. A friend of mine invites me to her son's second birthday. I went to like 2 parties that day. And from that point on, it was off to the races. Like, almost every single week, from that point on, something good was happening to me. Whether it was birthday parties, which reminds me, the weekend that we celebrated my nephew's second birthday, I went to 3 parties. There was my nephew's second birthday before he went to church. I went to a birthday party for quite literally the nicest person on God's green earth. Even got her a bottle of wine for her birthday. So yeah, I'm a good guest like that. At the and the party was at the Radisson, and I said this once before, but I gotta say again, shout out to the good folks over at the Radisson. You guys did a good job getting the food, everything ready, getting drinks, serving people. You guys are good. Shout out to the Radisson. And then later I went to the Swits for a very late dinner, but also for the dance party. I went to 3 parties that day. It was sweet. Okay, so birthdays. What else happened? Well, I went out a lot. I actually completed, I'm looking at my notes, by the way. I completed for the first time ever, I completed my Cutler List for Keuka Lake. I went to all 13 places that are the best spots to get a bite to eat on Keuka Lake in the span of one summer. And I went to all 13 places. I did. I went to the Valley Inn. I went to Bully Hill. I went to the Wagner. I went to the Antique Inn. I went to the Swits. I went to Village Tavern and Timberstone. I went to Seneca Farms and Main Deck and Lakeside and the waterfront. I went to Union Block. I'm trying to remember them all. And sadly, I remember now. See, the Valley Inn, sadly, the Pleasant Valley Inn, they're no longer doing service, so I had to fill the void. I went to the Keuka restaurant. So yeah, Keuka restaurant. So there you go. All 13 places. I've been to them all. Now, I should probably say, and I posted this already before, but ideally in the span of the summer, you should go to each place at least once. Realistically, it is possible to go to multiple times, but it's very possible you may not be able to go to Keuka Lake that often. So, once it's enough. It's fair. And I did it. I went to every place at least once. It's pretty good. And I'm definitely going to do that in the coming years. And you know what? Maybe next year I'll try going to every place twice. It's possible. Gotta do some planning first, but it's possible. And before I continue on with the going out motif, I also have to mention One Piece animated Gear 5th, and it was glorious. Oh gosh. I mean, it was everything I wanted it to be and more. So, Gear 5th in One Piece. That was awesome. Actually, I don't plan on watching the One Piece live action series, but I've heard really good things about it, so that's good. Seriously, if you're a One Piece fan, this is a great time to be a One Piece fan. Seriously. Okay, now, in terms of going out and going to the lake, what else? Actually, going out, went to a couple of live after fives. Granted, unfortunately, the way my schedule worked is, because every other weekend I'm in the city of Corning working with my father. And every other weekend, I would immediately go up to Keuka Lake because I'm not doing anything on that Saturday. And so the weeks they have a live after 5 would be the weeks I would immediately go up to Keuka Lake. It was only, but I was able to go to a couple of live after fives this year. And they were awesome. I got to see a lot of people. Had a lot of fun. Let's see, look at my notes. Going to lake, going out, seeing friends. I mean, I've been seeing people I haven't seen in years. Catching up, having a good time, having fun. You know? Like, it's awesome. What else? Actually, this summer, oh, you know, I almost forgot a big one. Well, you know, I'll save the big one for last. This was the summer I actually fulfilled something I wanted to do as my New Year's resolution back in 2020. And I was more adventurous with alcohol. Responsibly, of course. Trying stuff like Loyal 9, and I finally tried Modelo for the first time. And you know what? I loved them. Well, Modelo I love. I mean, to be honest, I don't really have a beer of choice myself. But, you know what? Considering my entire life and how I'm here right now, I do have a fighting spirit. By the way, like, Modelo is not, like, Loyal 9 or Modelo, neither one of them are sponsoring this video. Like, hashtag not an ad, just a fan. Okay? Let's see. I also need to point out that in this summer I went to, you know what? I almost got singing karaoke. Seriously, like, not 1 week after July 29th, I sang karaoke and performed in front of people for the first time. I performed in front of a crowd for the first time in years. And that was the best I felt. That was the best I felt at that point. Like, I almost immediately felt better. I mean, here's the thing. Regarding what happened on July 29th, I wouldn't say I'm sad. Just more, I find myself being a little mad at myself for it. Because there's obviously some things I really should have done, but, you know, I didn't. Let's just say I need to know about self-love now more than ever. Saw my first fashion show too. Totally saw my first fashion show. Wasn't in the fashion show, but I saw one. Could you imagine this on the walkway? Seriously. That'd be, oh, it'd be a hoot and a half. But it would be like, oh gosh, that'd be insane. See, me on a walkway. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. If I was ever in a fashion show, you best believe I'd be flaunting it. Okay? Like, I know how to do a catwalk. I'd be like, oops. Like, I know how to do that. I do. Yeah, I can totally do that. Actually, is it like, you can do like this, be like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's the guy, man. Gotta do that, man. And it's cool. Right, I can't not talk about this any longer. I went to 3 country music concerts, man. Saw Claudia Hoy. Well, yeah, Claudia Hoyser was in all of them, so yeah. I guess I can say I'm definitely a Claudia Hoyser fan. How can you not? Claudia Hoyser's awesome. I mean, not only did I see Claudia Hoyser 3 times, one of those times she opened for country music superstar Trace Atkins. I went to Point of Bluff to go see Trace Atkins. And it was awesome. So, yeah. You know what? I'm taking after my grandfather. I like country music. My late grandfather. Rest in power, Bobo. Actually, speaking of which, that also leads into just a few days ago. when it would have been my grandfather's 89th birthday. And I really had thought, because normally on September 27th, I usually take the time to reflect and reminisce and appreciate the fact that, Bobo was a part of my life. But literally this whole year, like this whole summer, like pretty much from I'd say the weekend before Memorial Day weekend onward, there was something about him, there was something involving him in some way. I mean, the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, my youngest cousin graduated from college. And it was 10 years and 4 days after I graduated from college. Everybody was there for me when I graduated from college. And 10 years, 4 days later, I was there for my cousin. She graduated from Connecticut College, and that was great. I went back to a couple of my grandfather's old haunts, which were the Valley Inn and Lakeside, which were among the 13 best places to get a bite to eat Keuka Lake. And the waitress there still remembered me. From the waitress at the Valley Inn, she still remembered me. That's worth more than anything. I also went to the late Freeman Smith celebration of life, and Freeman Smith and my grandfather were really close, like real close. And with my grandfather gone and my mom having knee surgery and everyone else on my mom's side of the family being far away, someone had to go. So I went. And then if I ever told anyone who I was, I told them I'm, Dick Rahill's grandson, and everybody remembered my grandfather. And I also there was like a few collages of like photos of, Freeman Smith's life, but there was a special few that my grandfather were in. So I made sure I definitely got to look at those. And it was wonderful. Like, it was truly wonderful. I mean, it wasn't necessarily all, great. I mean, you mind, like this, my cousin graduated from college, that happened before day 2000. As well as, not even a week later, after my cousin graduated from college, my grandmother died. So we all had to get together. The fact that my family on my mother's side all got together, Bobo would have loved that. He totally would have. Although it was actually kind of funny. I asked my mom the other day, because my grandfather, Bobo had died, January 21st, 2020, year before the pandemic started. And, Nana, my grandmother on my mom's side, she died last May. Full disclosure, they got divorced, literally 2020 would have been 50 years when they got divorced. They got divorced in 1970. To say that I didn't even exist yet is a gross understatement. So I asked my mom, if Bobo was still alive, he never got cancer, he never got sick, and he was perfectly capable of doing all the things he was doing before he died, before he got sick, would he have gone to my grandmother's funeral? Both my parents are convinced that no, he wouldn't, but I don't know. Because the fact that my entire family got together, that would have been enough incentive for Bobo to come out. But that's just my speculation. Quite frankly, I went into this summer very cautiously optimistic. Because before summer began, I could have told you I was having a good year. The big thing, I discovered what self-love is. Remember, if you see a ring on a right ring finger, that means love, trust, and self-love. I may not necessarily have it all down, but I can definitely tell you I've come a lot farther than I started. I could literally make a case that right now, 2,100 days later, I'm a much different person than I was when I started. And that isn't even, including the fact, there's so much to look forward to. I mean, we're in football season right now. Hold on. Excuse me. We're in football season right now. It's football, I have to say, has been a good transition for the seasonal changes going on. Yeah, it's sad I'm not going to the lake anymore for the year, unless help close up and everything. But I can't deny, these last 100 days, especially from July 3rd, what happened yesterday, that was bad, but come on. That wasn't nearly as bad as before then. I wouldn't even say it ruined my day, it was just horribly inconvenient. And yeah, it derailed the plan I had for today, but you know what? This is good. It still feels right. And I'd rather have it be right and not what I prefer than do everything I'm supposed to, but still feel kind of empty, if that makes sense. I mean, I mentioned there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, it's October 1st, guys. Got Halloween coming up. We got, November and Veterans Day and Thanksgiving coming up. And Christmas. Christmas is quite literally, hold on. 61, 25. 86 days away. We're 86 days away until Christmas. 30 days until Halloween. I gotta look up the math for Thanksgiving. I think it's, I'll look it up right now. Why not? I want to say it's the 22nd. I can just look at my notes real fast. '23rd. So November 23rd. So be 30. So 53. Yeah, like 30 days till Halloween, 53 days until Thanksgiving, and 86 days until Christmas. Yeah, I think there were 85. I don't know. Am I supposed to include a day? To be honest, I could never do this properly. But, this is it, guys. Speaking of football, it's the fourth quarter of 2023. And it's been a good year for me. But now I gotta really put it all together. These next 3 months are definitely where I finally put everything together. I don't know what necessarily that's going to entail, however. I actually know, speaking of things, football, Horseheads. Horseheads lost homecoming, but there's a few games going on, so Horseheads football. Seeing other people I haven't seen in years, parties coming up. Illegals having another big Halloween party. It'd be their first major Halloween party since 2019, before the pandemic started. There's a lot to look forward to. And what more can I say? As sad as I am that I'm not at Keuka Lake right now, that reminds me, I'm going to Grist Iron for Pumpkin Fest later. I'm excited. In fact, I got my orange shirt on. For those of you wondering, yes, this is the same shirt I wore yesterday. Don't worry, I did wash this. This outfit I washed. Okay? Don't freak out. I wouldn't go to, not to mention, it's supposed to be a nice day out. I think by the time Pumpkin Fest starts, it's going to be 11 o'clock or something. It's going to be 67 degrees out. I'm still going to bring a hoodie. But, it should be a really nice day. And I don't know what else to say other than that. These last 100 days, I quite literally reached the lowest I think I've ever been since I left Denver. Since coming back from Denver in 2018, that was probably the lowest I've ever been. What happened on July 29th, that was the lowest since. But I don't think I could be any higher than right now. And I had the last 2 months to thank. There's a lot to look forward to. I'm a bit nervous. And there's still something I really want to do to really make sure that this year is great. But I'll do it. And I don't think I could be more hopeful about succeeding in that thing I want to do than right now. So, needless to say, I am beyond humbled that I've been able to make 2,100 good videos for you, for all of you to watch and enjoy. I am beyond hopeful that we all have a wonderful day, and that you all have, in anything that's coming up, I hope whatever endeavors you are successful. Chances are, if you're running the Wine Glass Marathon, you're not watching this until after you're done. So if you by chance ran the Wine Glass Marathon today, I hope that you had a successful race. Be a little late for me to give you any kind of advice other than, run smart, not hard, hydrate early and often, and if all else fails, just remember to keep moving your feet. I got some words of advice, why not? So, if you have anything big coming up, I hope it's a wonderful time. If it's something you're not looking forward to, hopefully that time will be a merciful time. You never know. And always remember that if you ever want to talk to me, or have anything to say, I'm always going to be right here to listen. And like my brothers at Trinity Pauling before me, I got your back. So take care. Make good choices. And you know me. 607 all day. Take care.